Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse, guys. Today was All-American Season 4, Episode 12, called Babies and Fools. Guys, usually Annie is never usually on these, All-American episode-by-episode reviews, but today was a very, a great episode. Today was just a really great episode, especially because we get a lot more with Jordan and Layla, and we'll get into that later on. Why, that's one of the reasons why Annie wants to be in this video is because, a lot of things happen between Jordan and Layla, which could indicate maybe a relationship or something. So we're going to get into that a little bit later of the video. But, guys, I just really enjoyed today's video. Today's episode of All-American. I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to talk about it. Annie, I'm going to let you go first. Before we talk about the Layla and Jordan stuff, what did you like about this episode?
I liked how Patience was getting Laura involved with all the Preach and Coop stuff.
Yes,
because she's not. I guess she's not a DA anymore, but she still can do stuff to help them clear their names.
Yeah, she could still be a lawyer and do stuff. I guess, I'm assuming that's what she is. I don't even really know. I guess she is, right? She
might be a lawyer because she's not a DA anymore.
Because she's not the DA, so I don't know. She has some connections and stuff, so I'm assuming that she's a lawyer because of the fact of her, taking Preach's, getting involved in the investigation and stuff, or
yeah.
And she's getting information from people that she still knows in the DA's office and stuff, to help her
get Preach's name clear.
Yeah, to get Preach's name clear, because that's the problem in this episode, is that one officer dude has information about Coop and everything, I guess in how more about the case of Mo's death, and we end up finding out in this episode is that the information that he has, the evidence that he has, is stuff about Preach. I guess there was photos of Preach shooting Mo, and I guess it was that it didn't look like it was self-defense. It looked like just Preach shot Mo without whether it being self-defense, and that was what was really weird, is that Preach is before we found out that they actually had evidence saying oh, why would this? It sounds very fishy that somebody out of nowhere, it's been how many weeks or how many months, and they're finally willing to come forward, and that there's a witness now, and that just sounds weird and stuff. And even Preach said that even before he got arrested, said that to Spencer and to Coop and Patience, that isn't it funny that the DA that that Laura, the ex-DA, that was working with the police on Tamika Pratt's murder and stuff, came out saying that there is a witness now, or saying that there's somebody they have evidence or whatever, before even a witness came, they even knew it was a witness, saying there's evidence now that has involved with us, me shooting Mo and stuff, but and all that, or evidence on the case and stuff when we think the case is closed.
That's why Laura left being a DA, because she
wanted to fight the good fight and leave and stop being the DA, which
when Tamika Pratt was killed.
And I feel that's really been the story of that. Preach automatically thought I don't want anything to do with Laura because of Tamika Pratt's death and stuff, and how Laura was kind of involved being the DA. So he thought very little of Laura when Laura ends up pretty much getting Preach, out of pretty much out of jail, and stopping him from going to prison. You know what I mean? He could have went to prison for life, but Laura came through and actually, I guess,
got him on probation.
Got him 1 year more probation, I guess.
Yeah, he's on probation for 1 more year than he would have been.
Yeah, which was very amazing that she was able to get him out of prison, but give him 1 more year of probation because of it. She found that the photos that I guess this one witness had, they were touch photos, and I was that made no sense to me. Is that how did the police think that there was one singular shot when there was touch photos? And unless they didn't, they saw the photos and they didn't know they were touch, and there was a video showing just a video of somebody hearing one shot, or there was a witness saying that they heard a shot or something. I don't even know. I didn't quite understand what was going on, but there were touch photos that showed that clearly Mo shot first, and that's pretty much what she showed to them. What got Preach out of cuffs and let him go free, which was very, nice to see that he, thought very little of Laura, but she's the one that came through and pretty much told Preach that, you thought very little of me. You know what I mean? Like, I, am here to defend you and get you out of here. I'm here to help you. And that made Preach think a lot more of Laura that she came through, which I was very happy about. But it was very sad because before, he, thinks he's, going to be in prison forever, he wants to tell Amina the truth about him shooting Mo. Because as we all know, Amina thinks that Coop is the one that shot Mo.
Yeah, that scene kind of broke my heart where she got up and just
didn't even want to hear what he had to say, because he wanted to explain to her.
Yeah, and then when Laura left him, she started crying, I was like, oh.
That was sad. See, that really annoyed me because she just got up not even wanting to hear Preach's side of the story and what happened. But I kept trying to say to myself, one, she's little, she lost her mother, the person that took care of her for all these years. Yeah. But I was like, but you clearly don't know all the sides of your mother, because she did lie about you, where your father was. Because if that wasn't the case, you would have been with Preach a lot sooner. So it's like she should have listened to both, to his side of what happened.
But did also Mo tell Amina that Coop shot her uncle?
Who told her?
Didn't Mo tell Amina that Coop shot her uncle?
No, I don't think so. No, she didn't tell her. No, that was what was going around. When Amina was trying to gather some information on what happened with her mother, and then found out the connection through the rap about how Sean's death and whatever, and have everything she was involved with all that stuff, and then she was involved when Tyrone died and stuff like that and all that stuff. So no, she just that was her gathering evidence and her sleuthing, trying to figure out you had something to do with my what was it? What would be her uncle or something? So I'm just very happy that. Because also when that happened, that really bummed me out. I was like, okay, you found out somebody you barely know is the one that shot your mother, and you're gonna I understand why she left, because that was somebody that raised her and all that stuff. But I was like, I wish you would have heard both sides of the story on why he did what he did. And it's funny because after what happens when she leaves Amina, she wants to go stay with Coop. And what was weird about that was Coop's she said she never wanted to see me again. I don't think, but now she knows that Coop isn't the one that shot her mother. So I was like, okay, it makes sense that she wants to go to the source of why did you lie, and if you don't tell me that, because when Laura leaves, she's Laura's I guess Amina hears about Laura saying, Amina she should stay here with you, and she's like, I don't know, and Amina's like, I want to stay with Coop. And then that's when Amina says, I need you to tell me the truth right now or I'm going to scream. I said, oh, damn. I said, we're doing this right now. Amina wants to know right here, right now, why did you lie? And that's when Coop explains
to her that Preach wanted her to lie to Amina about, who shot her mom and...
Yeah, Preach wanted, Preach was the one that initially, I think, wanted to tell the truth, but, Coop was the one that says, I don't want to get, didn't want to get, Preach in trouble, so he would be in prison. Hence the whole, I'll be the one, I'm the one that shot her or whatever and all that stuff. So, as self-defense. And that's why, this whole investigation thing, because that investigator knew things were very weird, knew that something was up, that somebody got shot, and then somebody brought somebody else in without staying there. A good Samaritan brought Coop in to the hospital, and he's like, that doesn't seem that somebody wouldn't stay here. Some good Samaritan wouldn't stay and be give us any information of kind of a witness statement of what exactly happened. So that's what kind of started the investigation, is that Coop lied to keep Preach out of trouble, because he only had one more strike. If that he would have had, he would have went to prison.
Yeah.
So it's he explained that I'm the one that told Preach to lie. I didn't want him getting sent to prison, and Preach is the one that saved my life from your mother. And she's like, so she's like, oh, so was my what did you think of my mom or whatever? And he's like, she's like, Coop's like, your mother was complicated or whatever, you're.
Yeah, and then Mina's like, what does that mean?
And she's like, well,
Kip explained to her
why she had all the anger between, Tyrone dying, that, she blamed Coop, even though Coop wasn't the one that shot Tyrone. It was you know what I mean?
Coop told Amina that her mom was her grieving sister because she was the sister of
and said that if she would have, like, thinking that if she would have stayed, that Tyrone would have been a totally different person. Explained to her that, you know, yeah, Preach is a good guy and is willing to do anything and everything to protect the ones he loves and cares about. And I feel like that's what kind of, you know, I mean, it's like I shouldn't have been rude to my dad, but if that's the last time I see him, you know what I mean? I was happy that she acknowledged that she should have listened, she should have heard him out, because clearly him saying, like, oh, I want to explain to you why what happened, shows that he didn't want to do that. He had to do that to protect Coop. Mm-hmm. And that's just always who Preach's character has been, is somebody that wants to protect people and somebody that cares about people. I mean, he did it from square one with, you know, with Coop. When he first met Coop, like, oh, stay out of the things, Coop. I don't want you getting hurt, Coop. Like, he's always been that person. And it really upset me because I knew things were going to happen badly when, you know, we did not know what the evidence was that Laura found out from the DA's office of what they had about the whole, you know, investigation, is that, you know, Spencer was the one that said to them, you got to take this serious, something could be wrong, mm-hmm. where, like, you both you guys could get in trouble. We need to be taking this seriously. And that's when he kind of brushed it off, saying, oh, what, like, I'm supposed to take, you know, this, you know, like Laura's, Laura's, like, apparently so-called information she's getting from the DA's office and all that stuff, kind of shrugging it off. When it's like, and also I kind of knew stuff was going to go down was when he was ignoring things, but also when what was it? When, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was when, I can't even remember what happens. Oh, when, like, Preach was connecting with Amina with the picture with the penguins around the picture of both of them together.
Amina, like, explained, like, the mom penguin leaves for 2 months and the dad penguin stays and protects the egg, and
and says, like, he is that father.
And the mom penguin comes back, and then Zach was like, oh wait, oh shit, her mom's not coming back.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's really deep, because, you know, she knows her mom's not coming back, but thinks of him as somebody that, you know, is really, like, taking care of her very well while the mama penguin's away. That really hit deep. I was like, damn, she really is, like, loving Preach. She's really, like, learned to, you know, really think of him as her father. You know what I mean? That really made me happy to see, like, you know, because from somebody that barely knew Preach to now somebody that really is, like, wanting to be around him 24/7 and stuff like that. It's like he's really become that father figure he's been wanting to be for Amina, and that just made me happy. But I was like, okay, we're getting to the point where things are going too well for Preach. That's why when it happened, when he got arrested in the school, and, you know, Jabari, he got scared. Like, I thought that, and that made me feel so bad. Like, he got scared right away.
He was like this,
and that's what finding out from Grace that's why she did not want Billy hiring Preach, is because she was afraid that Preach could, you know, do with his, you know, his record and stuff, that, you know, the police would be coming in here and scaring kids. She wanted to avoid that, when it's like, it's not Billy's fault, one, that, you know, that he hired Preach, and like, and like, it's not his fault because he didn't know that was going to happen. He thought the case was done. He didn't think that when, like, because when the police came in saying, oh, you're under arrest for the, you know, for the death of, you know,
Monique
Moore. I was like, and Billy's like, what? Then there must be a misunderstanding, because, as we all know, he thinks Coop is the one that did the self-defense. So he's like, oh, that there must be a misunderstanding here. And I just hated how, like, as you guys know, I've been hating from square one how Grace has been acting. And I understand that, you know, that's one of the reasons why she doesn't want, one of the reasons why she doesn't want Billy as, like, the principal. She thinks he's inexperienced compared to this other girl that's coming in. She thinks of him like once something that is, like, related to football, like him either being a coach for the NFL or a coach for something, he's going to leave us in shambles. It's like I feel like she thinks very low of Billy, and that's not fair, because people change. And especially, like, I didn't expect Grace to be the one to judge somebody on how they used to act. And it's like bumming me out that she's acting the way she's acting, because it's making me not like her character right now. I don't know if anybody, like, feels the same way I feel about that, but, like, I understand she kind of made a good point on, like, the fact, like, she wanted to look out for the students like that, and she didn't want, like, the police coming in and anybody being scared, but it's like, you can't project like that. So I was like, at the same time, you really shouldn't be mad at Billy for hiring somebody, and, you know, that wasn't looking at the record and realized that people change. I was like, you really, like, you're paying too much of attention to like, that you understand you want to keep people safe, and that's why you don't want Preach there, but it's kind of like, Preach has changed. He's not that same person anymore, and you're kind of judging him by his record, and that kind of bummed me out. I was like, this doesn't seem right. I'm like, she's making a kind of valid point, but like, she's not at the same time that Billy is being, like, it's weirdly, because I would expect it the other way around a little bit more with their characters, and that goes to show how much Billy's character has grown. It bums me out with the way Grace is acting, that she doesn't find Billy experienced enough to be the principal.
I feel like Billy would be a good principal.
I think so too, because he even
good as interim principal.
He moved to South Crenshaw in his father's house. You know what I mean? That shows how dedicated he is, because as we all know, Grandpa Willie's probably not coming back. I mean, he said he's going to be staying in Florida. He might stay there for good. So it's like, it means that, and I kind of was wondering, like, I assumed, like, oh, like, does that, because I think I even said, oh, like, because one of my theories I had was, oh, is, like, Spencer and Olivia going to live there? But I never would have realized that, oh, Billy would want to become the principal. Oh, he would stay in that house until when he did say he wanted to become principal, like, you know, when he, like, took the position. I'm like, oh, he's going to be moving there. And then it happened in last week's episode when he told Laura, I want to move to South Crenshaw to really show that I'm a team player and I can be the principal for South Crenshaw for the long haul.
And it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool that they found a house, because his dad was in South Crenshaw, and that's where Billy went to high school.
Exactly. And it's like, there's no difference between her, like, living in South Crenshaw and her being in the neighborhood, her going to, I think she also went to South Crenshaw, that girl that's going to become the new principal, or who everybody else wants to become the new principal, mainly Grace and I guess some of some of the people in the board. But it's kind of like Billy literally moved from Beverly to South Crenshaw to show how dedicated he is to be the principal. It's like, you need to see how much he's changed and how much he's grown. It's like, come on, Grace, like, how did you not see that he moved from Beverly to South Crenshaw to be the principal? You need to give him the benefit of the doubt. And even Spencer was getting on her about that, saying, you I don't know what your problem is with this. Like, everybody likes what Billy's been doing for the school. Everybody's been connecting with Billy and connecting also with Preach, and really like liking Billy's ideas with, like, you know, Billy and Preach's ideas, where Preach and Billy had the idea of doing the whole, what was it, the art fundraiser, which was amazing, and asking Dylan if he could use some of his art for the fundraiser. It's like, and like Grace was all upset about that. Like I think she was also upset. Like, the way I was seeing it is that she was upset, thinking like, oh, Billy's doing all these things when he isn't the permanent principal, and like he's making too much of a stay in that position, even though he's interim principal. And she probably felt like, also, like, I don't like how, like, you know, Preach is feeling like this is a permanent position for him. It's like, why can't you just be happy for people? It's like she was just projecting too much, even though what happened. It wasn't Billy's fault. So you can't hold him accountable on the police coming in there and them not doing it, enough thorough, you know, evidence, enough thorough, you know, investigating on the evidence that, you know, in the first place, of like who shot who first, when the evidence clearly showed that they didn't check good enough, that Mo was the one that shot Coop first, and then Preach was the one that shot Mo. Wow. So it's like, you had the police had no nerve to come in there. They didn't check the evidence good enough. So it's like, it's not Billy's fault. It's like she's just wanting Billy to make mistakes. I feel like at this point, she just does not. She assumed he would by that one, you know what I mean? Like, she didn't assume that things would be well on him, you know, hiring Preach. It just bummed me out that she just kind of thought that things were going to fall out to begin with. And even though she's wanted him as interim principal, she wanted him to be that. Exactly. So it's like, if you wanted him to be interim principal, why don't you see him good enough to be the principal? Even though he's done a lot more now than he did before being interim principal, by moving and showing and trying to really help out the school, doing these art fundraisers, and him getting a good teacher like Preach to work with tutor these students and work with them and inspire them, and them giving the inspiring speech at the end.
Like, Jabari even
hit my heart.
Jabari even said to, like, when he went up on the stage, he said how much Preach has helped him.
Yeah, like, helped him realize that, you know...
But I'm confused, and so is Zach. Jabari graduated.
At least I thought it was his senior year, but maybe it wasn't. You guys need to let me know down in the comments below, because I was kind of confused about that. I don't know if it's because of what he did, they like made him get held back, or maybe I don't know. Maybe maybe this is his senior year. I don't know. Let us know down in the comments below because I am kind of confused. I think he might be a senior now. Maybe he was a junior when Spencer was there. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. But he's like, you taught me to, not let the system, not let my record become my future. And I was like, that's amazing. I'm like, he like preaches inspiring kids. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you not see that what Billy is doing is not worthy to become the permanent principal? I was like, damn.
Yeah.
But and also like when Amina came up and said what Coop said, saying when Coop's like told Amina when she talked to Amina, my father always said, keep your head up so that way your crown doesn't fall off. I was like, damn. Or keep your chin up so your crown doesn't fall off. That's just so inspiring.
She's like, I'm proud to be his daughter.
Yeah, so
that hit me.
Yeah, I'm proud to be his daughter. You know what I mean? And Dad, keep your head up so that way or keep your chin up so that way your crown doesn't fall off. That was just so heartwarming to just see things go very well.
That's so inspirational though.
Yeah, and then we get the end of this episode where like things are going well for Preach now, but things are not going well because we get to the moment where like Coop's like, this is a clean slate, we get to leave everything behind us. Says that to Patience, and little do we know.
Well, it was Patience, someone else was there with them too.
No, it was just Patience and it was Coop. But then remember, Dylan went to go with Patience and Coop to Slauson Cafe.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and then that's when the officer came in, which I cannot stand that officer. It's really pissing me off. It's like he's doing anything and everything, wanting people to be going to jail. I mean, I just don't like that. I don't like that officer. He's just getting really annoying.
He's annoying.
And it's like literally is gunning for them. Like literally he wants to go after them. And it just is so freaking annoying. So now I guess since Coop lied about her shooting Mo, there's a chance she could be going to prison or losing. Like, you know what I mean? It's by what it looks like by next week's episode. She said like, I'm losing everything, or I lost everything, which is kind of concerning me. Like, what did she lose exactly? Is it like I'm interested to see what's gonna happen next week. But this was just a very heavily episode where like things really like I feel like kind of like almost wrapped up, or at least wrapped up the whole Mo and and the whole Preach going to jail thing, but like also now it's the fact that Coop lied.
Yeah.
And I feel like this all happened because Coop is the one that told Preach to lie. If they would have just told the truth, maybe things would have went in a better way. That's what Patience said in the beginning when it was Spencer, Coop, and Preach and it was just Spencer, Coop, and Preach, and they were
yeah.
And it was also, Spencer, Coop, Preach, and
Patience.
Saying, like, if you didn't lie, and then this would have happened. So, I don't know, guys. That's just all craziness. Along with, now we get to really talk about the whole Jordan and Layla thing, which I'm super excited to talk about, because I thought my theory was wrong, but I think I might be right. And that's why Annie's in this video, because, like, I got Annie to get on board with this theory of mine that I think might actually happen.
But I'm also in it because I am in love with Jordan. That you did not know.
But I just can't believe that my theory might be right. I'm getting really good at theorizing things like this because in this episode we end up finding out first, like to get into that, we end up finding out that
Jordan is his laundry at his mom and dad's house.
Yeah. And like I guess he likes the way Layla's laundry, what was it, like her dryer sheets feel on his t-shirts because it feels good on his pecs, and she's like, "Oh, that's too much information." And
I'm sorry, I can't help how I feel.
Yeah, I can't help how I feel. They have such a great connection, which makes me like think my theory was even like so right. When like we saw earlier episodes of like they were kind of having a connection, I kind of assumed they would get together.
And I feel like Layla and Jordan hang out a lot more.
Not really that, but they know each other so well because of the fact that Layla and Olivia used to be so close friends. It's like she knows Jordan so well, and Jordan knows Layla so well, that I can't believe I just never thought about this until it was at some point, and it was one of my videos where I said, "Oh my god, I kind of see Layla and Jordan getting together." And I feel like in this episode we really specify that a little bit more because Layla ends up finding out from JP, because JP ends up giving Layla some of his clients, or some clients that he, like, you know, are some people that are really talented that Layla's shocked that he's not taking in his clients for his label. And she's like, oh, what's the deal? Like, oh, like, you used to always let me win at Monopoly, so what's the deal here that you're just giving me your clients? And he's like, oh, I'm a little bit too busy for them. And she kind of assumed that he was dying by him saying he's a little bit too busy, like, you know, doing something else, and, you know, and he can't always, you know, be there for his clients. He's, you know, he's not retiring, but, you know, she kind of assumed that, oh my God, you know,
take time off for a little bit.
Yeah, that he might be dying. And I love when Jordan. And she says that to Jordan when he comes in about the whole laundry sheet thing and all that. So I thought that was hilarious.
I thought you guys know, him, Spencer, JJ, and Ash are still living at the beach house.
Yeah. So when that happened, she ends up saying, like, you know, he's wondering what was going on. She's like, oh, I think my dad might be dying. He's like, okay, let's take a couple steps back. What makes you think that your dad is dying? Did he say he was dying? She's like, no, but my dad would never give any clients to me like that. And he's like, well, maybe he just, you know, is, you know, living his life now. Maybe he's, you know, taking a step back and realized that he wanted to live his life and, you know, and just take some time away from the label. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. He wants to take him some time for himself.
Then we find out he's had a girlfriend named Erin for a month and never really told Layla about her.
Which is very weird, but at the same time, because even Layla says, like, that's weird that, you know, he's been dating her for a month.
I haven't met her yet.
And, like, I've never even met her yet. And, of course, Jordan's like, of course you haven't met her yet, because, like, you know, you're the most important girl in his life right now, and he wants to make sure that it's okay that you guys meet. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
you gotta give him permission.
You have to give him permission for that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, he really, they were just, you know, flings that he had. They weren't, you know, permanent.
Yeah, and Layla said that he hadn't really let anyone since her mom.
Yeah, but, like, and that's why he wants to get this right, because they were just flings all the other girls, but he wants to get this right, and that's why he's kind of waiting for Layla's permission so that way Layla can meet Erin, or before he can introduce Erin to Layla. Which I love that JP is finally, you know, taking a step back from his work and actually, you know, putting his heart on the line ever since his wife's passing, and is really getting out there now. He's not doing any, like, you know, weird, like, and he's dating somebody around his age too. He made, like, a comment about that, saying, "Oh, she's like, I think we just
5 years younger than me."
Yeah, 5 years younger than me. At least she's in my year range or whatever." So we made some joke like that. I was like, damn, because after, you know, as we all know, he dated one of his record, one of his clients, I guess, one of his, you know, whatever, I don't know the word for it. I guess just one of his clients, I guess. But all I know is that was just cool to see that, and, like, Jordan was really there for her this episode, and he's been there for her, not just only that, but what we've seen in past episodes. And I feel like that's the writers kind of trying to tell us that. And this also goes to show in real life that a lot of relationships don't stay the same once you leave high school. You don't stay with the one that you go to high school with.
So we were kind of confused because Layla was going to call Clay.
Yeah, but she chose to call Jordan.
And I think...
And she was smiling and she was happy, but then she's like, you know, because I guess, like, he's like, oh, are you back to hear my the 4
seasons of dating.
The 4 seasons of dating, which is very fucked up. It's like, damn, Jordan would think like that because he's like that frat dude. Like, so it's just, it makes so much sense. And he's like a football player. He was the lead quarterback. He was the main quarterback. So of course he'd probably think like that. And it's just so Jordan. But he had the 4 seasons, and he was explaining to Layla, and she was just smiling, and she was happy, and, like, and this is just after that JP just said that, you know, us Keatings like to put try to, like, protect our feelings and don't like to put our heart on the line and would like to dive into our work to avoid heartbreak. You need to learn how to get out there and put your heart on the line and take a chance. I feel like her going through her phone, us thinking that she was gonna click Clay, she chose Jordan, and that makes me think, oh my God, could this be? She actually genuinely, you know, wanted to use the excuse to check out the whole seasons thing just to talk to Jordan. I think she's, like, gonna take her chance and try to date Jordan. Because I'm gonna be honest, the whole Jordan and Simone thing, I don't know. It's on and on. I'm concerned about it.
I am on the Jordan and Layla train.
I'm on it too. Honestly, that was my theory. So I'm kind of like, I prefer it.
I ship them.
I honestly prefer
Jordan
it.
and Layla.
Especially because we've kind of like have an understanding now that like for people that I don't know are if you guys are caught up with All American Homecoming, mainly you guys probably are because you guys watch like I feel like the main audience that watch All American Homecoming are the people that are like the people that watch All American because it's connected. So I'm assuming that all of you guys that watch All American Homecoming, and if you guys haven't, we're
not gonna say anything.
We're not gonna say anything, but if you guys know what I mean about All American Homecoming and what's been going on over there with Jordan and Simone's relationship and stuff, it's kind of like anything can happen. Especially I'm going to talk about what we do know with Damon first meeting Simone and there kind of being a thing there. And I said back in my video way when we got to the episode when we first met the All American Homecoming cast and an All American episode is that I feel like I was afraid that Damon might have been that new love interest for Simone. And I feel like the writers kind of honing in on like them giving us hints that Layla and Jordan might date. I feel like that they really honed in on it here, where I think that might be possible. I think we're getting ready for, what'd you say, Jayla, Jordan and Layla, and I'm down. I'm here for it. I think they actually make a better match than him and Simone. I think Simone and Damon make a better match now. And I don't know how that can go because, I don't want to give spoilers, but a lot of crazy things are going on over there where they really can't date for a certain reason if that certain reason is true.
If you don't watch All American Homecoming, don't watch this review because there will be
I'm not even gonna say anything. But if you guys watch All American Homecoming, it's like my theory might not be true because if what is true over in All American Homecoming with Damon and then that's not really possible for them to date. But until that's confirmed, if like what's going on in All American Homecoming is true, it's fair game where like they can possibly date. Like Simone and Jordan can break up, and Damon and Simone can get together, and Jordan and Layla can get together. But until we know for sure what's going on in All American Homecoming, I'm not gonna really say that yet because it's kind of like I can't see it where it's like if what's going on over there, if they aren't if they are connected or whatever, what's going on over there, I don't want to say what that there wouldn't be a problem where I think Jordan and Simone would stay together, but if they aren't, then I think Simone and Damon can get together and Layla and Jordan can get together because I feel like there's just so many things that are iffy there and there's like, I don't know, it's just, I feel like they're trying to show us the writers that some relationships don't last when people go off to college and that you're doing the long distance thing, some things don't work out. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. You aren't dating the one you aren't dating the one you're always going to date in high school outside of high school. So it's like, I feel like they're trying to tell us that. But I'm excited to see where it's going to go. I hope Jayla happens at this point. I feel like they match so well.
Jordan and Layla.
I just feel like Jordan really makes Layla happy. I feel like that, it really pulled her back from the whole, your dad might be dying thing. And like, kind of, like, just they match so well, more than Clay and her. I liked Clay, but like, I'm going to be honest, I prefer Jordan and Layla. I do.
I don't like Clay.
I do. Honestly, guys, I do. I want to know what your opinions are down in the comments below about what do you think about Jayla? Do you guys want it? Do you guys think it's going to happen?
Do you want Jayla or do you want Kayla? Clay and Layla.
Clay and Layla. What do you guys want?
Jayla or Kayla?
I'm down for that, though, the Jayla. I'm down for that. I don't know about the whole Clay thing because I feel like that's the writers kind of tell us that might not happen because she did call Jordan. I don't know. But she did simplify saying, the love that you feel for Simone is like, yeah. Which, is that the writers kind of trying to trick us from us catching on to them that Jayla might happen? I don't know. It's kind of like, it's very hard to tell. Yeah. That's why I'm kind of like, I don't know if that's what's going to happen. But I feel like you guys see what I'm seeing, right? Like, Jayla. You guys see what I'm seeing, that there is a connection there between Jordan and Layla. And I want to know what you guys feel about it. And also I want to know what you guys felt about, how do you guys feel about this episode? Did you guys like this episode? Did you guys not like this episode? Let me know down in the comments below. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put on those notifications, like this video. We'd love to have you guys here, a part of the family, part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And guys, we are almost to 500 subscribers. Literally, it's like we're right around the corner. We just earned a new fan member to the channel. Right now, we're at 468.
Yeah.
So we're almost at 500 subscribers, which is my goal. Yet again, guys, like I said, Annie usually is not in my All-American spoiler reviews, she's usually in my All-American Homecoming reviews. I just, she really wanted to be in this video. I'm really happy that you joined today's video, Annie, because, you had to come on with, especially because we been like back and forth on this. Oh, could our theory be right about that? Like, you know what I mean? Or is it not right now? Or is it right now? And I feel like even more now, so there's a possible chance that J-Lo might happen.
Yeah.
And I want to know what you guys have to say down in the comments below. But guys, yeah, leave a thumbs up on this video. It really helps with the algorithm. Again, leave a comment down below because I want to know what your theories are and your opinions are about this episode.
Subscribe.
And again, subscribe to the channel and put in those notifications so you guys don't miss any future videos. I have a lot of stuff coming this year, guys, with so many movies, so many shows. Obi-Wan is coming out May 25th. We have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness on May 7th, but I'm going to be seeing it the 6th, which the 6th is a Thursday, the 7th is a Friday. So, we have a lot of things coming out. Morbius is coming out April 1st, but I'm seeing it on the 31st.
Shazam's coming out
this year. What else is coming out this year? Umbrella Academy comes out in June 3rd, I think.
No, June 22nd.
June 22nd?
Yeah.
June 22nd. So, guys, and she's going to be doing that spoiler review with me along with Shazam Fury of the Gods. She'll be in those reviews. And, Stargirl's coming back on at some point. So, we just have...
I'll be there, too.
I have a lot of stuff happening this year with just me on the channel, but also with Annie guest starring on my channel to talk with, like I said, Shazam, Umbrella Academy, and Stargirl. I mean, we got a ton of stuff coming, guys. So just know that things are coming. Also, Moon Knight's coming out literally in, I think, 7 days. It comes out March 30th. So that's like right around the corner. So we got Moon Knight coming. I'll be doing episode reviews for that. And, also when, we don't just have Obi-Wan coming out around in May. In May, I think it's in June, we have Miss Marvel. So we just got a lot of stuff coming, guys, to the channel. So if you guys like any of that stuff, just subscribe to the channel, put in those notifications, and like this video. I would just really, really appreciate it if you guys come join this fam. We're really trying to grow this. I'm really trying to grow this fam on this channel, guys. Also, if I hit 500 subscribers, yet again, I've mentioned this before. If we can open that community tab, I can like plan out like an every Friday live stream on Instagram Live, and we can have you guys in here and we can talk about some different topics. I really want to do that. But but to do that, I really need to open up that community tab. So yet again, if you guys have come across my videos before and watched my videos, I would just love it. Again, if you just subscribe to the channel, I would really, really appreciate it. I'm really trying to grow this fam. But guys, that was a video of All-American Homecoming Season 4, Episode 12. Annie will probably be in some future videos, maybe on All-American, and maybe there's another episode that she likes on here that, Annie can come in here and she can give her thoughts on. But guys, that was a video. We hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.